Well, welcome everyone to RockSoldier72 Predicts, the road to the Super Bowl Wild Card Week. Make sure guys to leave a like on this video and to subscribe to the channel for playing more prediction videos coming your guys' way. And here we go. Now it is playoff time, ladies and gentlemen. And before we get to that, let's have a quick little recap of what happened in the final week of the regular season of the 2015 season. So here we go. The Jaguars versus the Texans. The Houston Texans are going to the playoffs. They clinched the division, and now they are moving on as they won and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 30-6. Next up, the Bills beat the New York Jets, and now that kind of hurt their playoff chances, and it did because the Steelers won too. So the Jets are not going to the playoffs, and the Steelers are now. So that's what I predicted, and man, oh man, I'm coming out clutch with that prediction right there, as the Bills won 22-17. Even though the Bills aren't going to the playoffs, they play hard. They show pride no matter what. Alright, next up we got the Colts versus the Titans. The Colts won, but sadly they didn't go to the playoffs. But Chuck Pagano's staying with the Indianapolis Colts, so I guess that's good for all you Colts fans that liked Chuck Pagano, and he's staying for 4 more years. Yes, 4 more years. It's the first year he hasn't went to the playoffs, so yeah, Colts are staying with Chuck Pagano, and they did win 30-24. Next up, we got the Washington Redskins, and they're going to the playoffs, baby. They clinched it last week after beating the Philadelphia Eagles, but this was a meaningless game, but they're showing that they could do anything as they pretty much crushed the Cowboys 30-23. No, what am I saying? 34-23. Next up, we got the Lions versus the Bears. Both of these teams weren't going to the playoffs. They were playing a meaningless game, but the Lions won 24-20. Next up, we got the Rams and the 49ers. I wanted to pick the Rams to win, but the Rams lost in overtime to the 49ers 19-16. Their coach is now fired. I forget his name. I think it was Jim Tansula, maybe? I don't know. That's what I think it was. Alright, so yeah. 49ers won that game. Got that one incorrect. Next up, we got Andy Reid's Chiefs versus the Oakland Raiders. And yes, they are going to the playoffs too, as they won 23-17. Next up, we have the Steelers versus the Browns. And the Steelers, with this victory, they're going to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, they're going to the playoffs. Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, they're going. Steelers are in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Steelers are in the playoffs. They crushed the Browns without Johnny Manziel, and we don't know where Johnny Manziel's going now after this. So, yeah, it's going to be curious to see where he goes after this season. Next up, we got the Dolphins versus the Patriots. It was nice seeing Tom Brady getting crunched by Ndamukong Suh, hurting his ankle, and now he needs to rest up because, you know, he has a bye week this week. He has the number 2 seed in the AFC, but he still got hurt, so maybe he won't play as good. You never know. But yeah, the Dolphins actually beat the Patriots. I can't believe that. The Patriots, that should have been a winnable game. Yeah, I know they have injuries and stuff, but they still should have won. The Dolphins aren't that good. But congrats to the Dolphins for winning their final game, showing some pride, playing hard work, playing all day. They won 2010. Alright, next up, we got the Bengals versus the Baltimore Ravens. As I predicted, Bengals won and beat the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, they did. 24-16. Next up, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Atlanta Falcons. And the Saints won 2017. That's a meaningless game. Next up, we got another meaningless game in the NFC East. One of my favorite teams going down against a rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, 35-30. And yes, Tom Coughlin is not on the team anymore. He's under contract with the Giants, but he's not going to be the head coach anymore. He resigned. But if you guys didn't know, I heard news earlier this morning that Tom Coughlin's going to be interviewed by the Philadelphia Eagles, and that pisses me off, you know. I like the guy as a coach. He brought us to 2 Super Bowls, but if he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles and I'm going to have to play him twice a year, I'm not going to be happy with that, because I thought he was a Giant for life. You can't just go to a rival. It's just like being a traitor, and just not helping us as a Giants organization if he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, that won't be pretty. But he was a good coach and all. He brought us to 2 Super Bowls, but it was time for him to go after not going to the playoffs 6 out of the last 7 years. But pretty much each time we went to playoffs, I think 2 times we didn't, but each other time we went to playoffs, we won a Super Bowl. And that was thanks to Tom Coughlin and his coaching job here at the New York Giants organization. It was sad to see him go, but it's time to get a new coach at the Giants organization. So yeah, 35-30 Eagles won. Congrats to those Eagles fans. But we do get a better draft pick, so I'm happy with that. Next up, we got the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. 38-10. They got the #1 seed, the Carolina Panthers. And they're going to take a break this week with a bye, and they're going to the playoffs. Next up, we got the Broncos versus the San Diego Chargers. And man, oh man, Brock Osweiler starting this game, but then Gary Kubiak wanted to put Peyton Manning in, and man, oh man, what a standing ovation he got. And the Broncos won 27-20, and their run game was pretty good after Peyton Manning came in. Yeah, surprised to say, but yeah, Peyton Manning, and he's going to be starting next time they play. They have a bye this week, so whoever they play next week, he's going to be starting. So congrats to see Peyton Manning, starting again, because this could be his final year, so congrats to him. Next up, we got the Vikings versus the Packers. And man, oh man, that crazy one-handed interception, that was wild. He snagged that, man, oh man. Vikings won though. Packers lost 2013. The Vikings clinched the division with that win, and the Packers, they're playing the Washington Redskins this week. So now let's get to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. The most important part that this episode is here to bring you. Let's go. So first off, today at 4:35 Eastern Time, we have the Kansas City Chiefs going up against J.J. Watt's Houston Texans. Man, oh man. Chiefs have been playing hot. They had 10 wins straight. Texans, they've just been killing each team with their defense. Have been playing nasty. Brian Hoyer's back now. DeAndre Hopkins. Who's going to win this game? Andy Reid or the Texans? Bill O'Brien's Texans. I feel like Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. I like the Texans in this one, but I feel like the Chiefs are going to pull off a victory. It's going to be a close one, I'll tell you that for sure. Chiefs win, they'll win this one. That's my prediction. Next up, we got the Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Steelers, they did a lot to get to this point. They had to win, and the Jets had to lose. And that did happen, and that was in their favor. Well, being a favorite tonight at 8:15 p.m. They are without D'Angelo Williams, and the Bengals are without Andy Dalton. But I still do think the Steelers, are going to win this game and move on next week. Next up, tomorrow, Sunday, the Seahawks are playing the Minnesota Vikings. Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Doug Baldwin playing hot lately. They've just been connecting, Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin. But Marshawn Lynch, unfortunately, will not be playing this game. So, yeah, and this is supposed to be one of the coldest games ever that happened ever. But I feel, even though it's at Minnesota Stadium and all that, I feel like the Seattle Seahawks are going to pull victory. They've just been playing hot lately. Not as hot as the Vikings. But the Vikings, they crushed the Giants that one week. Because it's the Giants. And they've just been playing good, but I feel like the Seahawks are going to win. Next up, we got the Packers versus the Washington Redskins. The Packers, they just haven't been playing consistent at all this year. And Kirk Cousins making a stand and pulling off division win. Like last week against the Dallas Cowboys. Redskins have been playing hot, and Kirk Cousins have been playing hot. So I feel like the Redskins are going to win this game. And they're going to move on. But I don't know if they're going to do so well next week, whoever they play. But those are my predictions for the Wild Card Week, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure, guys, to leave a like on this video. On the road to the Super Bowl Wild Card Week. Make sure, guys, to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more prediction videos, come your guys' way. And that's all I have for you today. RockSoldier72 signing off.